Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my starting 11 prediction for our game against Liverpool. So in goal, I'm going to go with Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson is now our number 1. And I said before, didn't I, he's reliable enough to be our number 1. Because in a lot of games this season he's been in goal for, he's made good saves, his distribution's been good, he's made good aerial claims and he's kept a lot of clean sheets. Dean Henderson obviously wasn't in goal for our game against Roma. Obviously it was David De Gea. Dean Henderson was in goal for our last league game, which was Leeds. Dean Henderson didn't really have much to do in that game. He made a few straightforward saves. Obviously, he was in goal for the game against Burnley before Leeds, and I don't think he was too good against Burnley. He was shaky off his line. I can assure Dean Henderson has got a long-term future at Manchester United. He's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. He has got that experience behind him because he did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. And he's had other loan spells before. Before the start of this season, he signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. At right back, I'm going to go with Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka obviously played against Roma recently. I thought he showed good attacking intent against Roma, especially in that second half. He played a part in Edinson Cavani's second goal against Roma, but his positioning was poor for Roma's second goal. I can assure Wan-Bissaka has got a long-term future at Manchester United. This has been his second full season at the club. We got him in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. Defensively, Wan-Bissaka has always been superb, but he's still got to show more attacking intent. And in some games this season, he has shown good attacking intent and he's got in very good positions. But he's got to do it persistently. Now, the 2 centre-halves, I'm going to go with Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. To Lindelof's credit, I think he's done very, very well in recent weeks. I think he's looked well composed. He's been quite good in the air and he showed that ability to play out from the back and he's threaded some very, very good long balls through. Obviously played against Roma recently. He did look isolated a few times against Roma, but I thought he dealt reasonably well with Edin Dzeko. Victor Lindelof has been at the club quite a few years now. We got him in a deal worth £31 million from Benfica back in 2017. But as you all know, I do have my strong reservations about him because he's endured a lot of poor games at Manchester United. Harry Maguire. I thought it was okay against Roma, but weren't brilliant, let's be honest. I thought it was much better in the second half against Roma than he was in the first half. And Harry Maguire has enjoyed some good games at Man United, but he's also enjoyed poor games as well. But I can assure we certainly overpaid for him. We got him in a deal worth £80 million. He's the second most expensive sign at the club at the moment, just behind Paul Pogba, and he's the most expensive centre-half in the world. But when Harry Maguire plays well, he shows the ability to play out from the back. Defensively, he's good. Can be effective in the air. And he gets forward well. But But also, he can be poor, where he lacks that composure, doesn't play out from the back right, gets caught out far too many times. At left back, I'm going to go with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has been our best player this season by far. He's done everything right. He's shown good attacking intent. He's provided width. His crossing's been good. He's got into very good positions. He's created chances for his teammates. And defensively, Luke Shaw has been superb. Luke Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. He's been at the club now over 6 years and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles. It recently said that Man United are set to offer Luke Shaw a new 5-year contract worth around 180 grand a week. So we're set to give him a pay rise of around £30,000. Luke Shaw has just over 2 years left on his current contract. Now, in the midfield, I'm going to go with Fred and Scott McTominay. Fred obviously played against Roma recently. Thought he was quite good against Roma, Fred. I thought he kept the ball well, read the game quite well, got forward well. Fred is not yet on that level where we want him to be at. He's not a world-class player, is Fred. We certainly overpaid for him. We got him in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. Scott McTominay, he played against Roma recently. I thought he was actually quite poor against Roma. He got dispossessed in that quite a few times. He didn't look good, really, when he had the ball. But I think McTominay, though, is a decent player. He's been part of the club for a while now. Just after the first lockdown last year, he signed a 5-year contract with Man United. I think McTominay's best game this season was the 6-2 win against Leeds by far because he made a difference in that game. He scored 2 goals. Ahead of Fred and McTominay, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez obviously played against Roma recently and he was absolutely superb. Against Roma recently, Bruno Fernandez got 2 goals and he also got 2 assists. Bruno Fernandez's first goal against Roma was very, very good. It was a good composed finish. I think he dinked it over the keeper and it was a good pass from Cavani. Also, Paul Pogba played a part in the goal as well. And Fernandez's other goal against Roma was from the penalty spot. Bruno Fernandez has made the difference in this team. He really has. In a lot of games at Manchester United, he's been very, very consistent. But there's also been a few games where he has looked off the pace. To be honest with you, I think we have overplayed at Bruno Fernandes. And I said at some point he needs a rest. But earlier on this season, Fernandes denied that he needed a rest because obviously he wants to help the club win trophies. Fernandes is our best player and he is the best signing we have made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Fernandes has been at Manchester United now over a year. Don't forget, he did say on his 12-month anniversary back in January that he's planning on spending many years at the club. And he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Now, it said not so long ago that Bruno Fernandes is refusing to sign a new contract at Manchester United. Well, it said that earlier on this season that he's refusing to sign a new contract until he has assurances over the club's transfer plans. Now, not so long ago, it says that Bruno Fernandez will sign a new contract and stay at Man United, but only if Paul Pogba does so. Paul Pogba is key to Bruno Fernandez signing this new contract. Fernandez's current contract expires in 2025. There's an option to extend for a further 12 months. We initially paid 47 million for Fernandez, but the overall cost is just over 67 million with the add-ons. He's predominantly number 10. Now, on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood. Greenwood obviously didn't start against Roma recently, but he came off the bench and he scored our 6th goal. So he made an impact. I'm surprised Greenwood didn't start against Roma. Paul Scholes actually said Solskjaer made a mistake by starting Rashford ahead of Greenwood on that right-hand side against Roma. Gotta say, Greenwood has actually been superb since he broke into our first team squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he has been part of the club for a long time, and earlier on this season he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. I said he deserved a new contract reflecting on his good performances. Solskjaer has been defending Greenwood a lot this season. Earlier on this season, he was in and out of the team. At the start of this season, we're giving that number 11 shirt. But sometimes we play Greenwood on the right-hand side. Sometimes we play him up top. But either way, we seem to get the best out of him. Now, on that left-hand side, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, like I said, played against Roma, started on that right-hand side. I thought he was very quiet against Roma. I've said to you, I don't like Rashford on the right-hand side. I prefer him on the left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. And I don't like Rashford up top either. We've played him centrally quite a few times. Marcus Rashford has become injury-prone at Manchester United because he has sustained quite a few injuries. But when Rashford plays well, you know, he gets good runs in behind, he creates chances, you know, he carves good openings, you know, he scores good goals. You know, Rashford's been part of the club for several years. He's been a United player. What?
I was talking to Mark earlier on Peters.
Yeah.
He said, if you get the... Do you know where Bramley train station is? It's just that, but now we can't let them now. Alan Jelkin gets the 12.50, which is 10 to 1 in the afternoon train from Bramley Station to Halifax. 4.50.
Yeah.
And then his Luke said, when we get to the station, he'll come and get you.
Yeah, alright.
Right?
Alright, fair enough then. Next week, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know where Bramley Station is?
Yeah.
You just get the Halifax train.
Yeah.
It might be a Manchester train, but it'll stop at Halifax. Just make sure you get the right one.
Alright.
Yeah. Let me know, I'll either get Sophie to bring him up from the train.
The sale get the train.
From the train station, or
Yeah.
get in a taxi.
Yeah, alright.
Are you alright catching on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Just do it next week then.
It's near about between the Morrisons, isn't it?
Yeah, just do it next week then.
Yeah, but just make sure you get on the right fucking train.
Yeah.
Just say, does this go to Halifax? It does tell me that you're going to Jermaine's.
Alright.
Yeah, it's 10 to 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I will do.
Luke's picking us up at 1:30.
I will do.
Luke's picking us
Yeah.
up at 1:30.
Alright.
So it's 10 to 1. Make sure you have your phone on you and well charged up and that.
Yeah, I will.
And then just ring us when you get to Halifax, get off at Halifax,
Mm.
and then we'll come and get you.
Alright.
It's easy enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, I was just talking. But like I say, yeah, Rashford's been part of the club for several years. Been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And up top, I'm going to go with Edison Cavani. Edison Cavani was absolutely tremendous against Roma recently. Obviously, Edison Cavani scored 2 goals, also got 2 assists. Should have had an hat-trick against Roma because he had that one-on-one chance, but obviously he didn't convert it. Now, I've had some very, very good news regarding Edison Cavani today. It says Edison Cavani is close to agreeing a 1-year contract extension with Manchester United, and Cavani has decided that he wants to stay at Manchester United. It's expected to be official next week. Solskjaer did say though recently that he's doing all he can to convince Edison Cavani to stay. Prior to that, he did say that Edison Cavani's future is not 100% decided. But before that, he actually said that Edison Cavani will leave Man United in the summer. Footballer Insider actually said earlier on this season that Cavani, he's willing to take a pay cut to join Boca Juniors. Said he's already got a verbal agreement with them, and it said Boca Juniors willing to offer him a 3-year contract. And Marcus Rojo, who was a former Man United player, he spoke with Edison Cavani not so long ago regarding a move to Boca Juniors. Cavani had a meeting not so long ago, and he actually asked to leave Man United to join Boca Juniors. Solskjaer did actually say earlier on this season that Cavani was closer to Boca Juniors than staying at Man United, and before that, Edison Cavani's father came out and said that Cavani is unhappy. He doesn't feel comfortable in England and he wants to leave. But I'm really, really delighted that he's staying for next season. I presume all United fans are delighted, and I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is delighted. Because Cavani has made a fantastic impact since he's coming. In a lot of his games, his hold-up play's been good. He's created chances. His movement in and around the box has been good. And he's scored very, very good goals. He really has. Cavani sustained a few injuries at Man United. I think he's got a good pedigree behind him as a player. He really has. Because don't forget, he won trophies when he was at PSG, and he was a long-serving player for PSG. So anyway, that's how I think we could line up against Liverpool. Man United have only got 2 injuries, as far as I'm aware anyway, and that's Anthony Martial. He's got a knee injury. It's very, very likely he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. Martial sustained this knee injury whilst he was on international duty with France. Solskjaer confirmed it's very likely he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. And Phil Jones is obviously injured, but he doesn't get in our 11 anyway. We're coming into this game against Liverpool with a lot of confidence, because we recently had a very, very good win against Roma. We beaten them 6-2 at Old Trafford in the Europa League semi-final first leg. I can assure Manchester United are in the Europa League final. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager. I thought it was sensational in the second half against Roma, but was poor in the first half. Was actually trailing 2-1 at half time. I was expecting us to beat Roma, but not 6-2. We are in a good vein of form now. I think we are unbeaten in our last 7 games in all competitions. But the Europa League is definitely a priority for Manchester United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how imperative the Europa League is, and Solskjaer's desperate to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. You know, we haven't won a trophy since 2017. Solskjaer did actually say last month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. We'll definitely finish in the top 4 in the Premier League this season. We'll probably finish second. We know we're not going to win the league because we are too far behind Man City. You know, Solskjaer said earlier on this season, though, we'll never ever give up on the Premier League title. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so that's 8 years ago now. But I'm looking forward to this game against Liverpool. You know, Man United and Liverpool is the biggest game in English football, because Man United and Liverpool are the 2 most successful clubs in England historically. We haven't beaten Liverpool in the Premier League since 2018, but Liverpool haven't beaten us at Old Trafford since 2014. We did beat Liverpool earlier on this season at Old Trafford in the FA Cup 4th round 3-2, and we drew with them 0-0 at Anfield in the Premier League. You know, we actually haven't won at Anfield since 2016. Liverpool have endured a very, very poor season to their standards. And I think there's been some Liverpool fans that have criticised Jurgen Klopp and they've been demanding him out. There was actually a period where Liverpool lost 6 home games in a row. If we beat Liverpool on Sunday, I can assure that will put their top 4 hopes down the sink. Liverpool drew their last league game against Newcastle 1-1. Jurgen Klopp has been Liverpool manager for over 5 years now. Jurgen Klopp is certainly the best manager Liverpool have had in this generation. He's won 4 trophies as Liverpool manager. Obviously last season won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. Won the FIFA Club World Cup last season, won the Super Cup, and the season before won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times, so they've won the Champions League the most out of the English clubs. And they got to the 2018 Champions League final when they lost 3-1 to Real Madrid. Jurgen Klopp has got a contract with Liverpool until 2024. I think it was last season he extended his contract. Hasn't really got a good pedigree behind him though, Klopp. Obviously before he was at Liverpool, he was at Dortmund. He won a few trophies at Dortmund, and before he was at Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05, and his record was absolutely disastrous at Mainz 05. Obviously, Liverpool have had quite a few good managers, but they've also had poor managers as well. Obviously, before they had Jurgen Klopp, they had Brendan Rodgers. You can say Brendan Rodgers endured one good season with Liverpool. Before that, they had Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson was a bad manager. I think he's probably one of the worst managers Liverpool have had, Roy Hodgson. And he's still managing now, and I'm really surprised he's still managing. They had Kenny Dalglish at one point. I don't think he was a good manager for Liverpool, but I thought he was a pretty good player for them. Don't forget, they had Rafa Benitez. He was a good manager at Liverpool. He actually won the Champions League at Liverpool. They also had Gerard Houllier a lot of years ago. He was quite good for Liverpool. He's no longer here. He passed away a while ago now. Liverpool also had Bill Shankly many years ago, and they had Bob Paisley. Now, Liverpool have got quite a few injuries. It said 6 Liverpool players are going to miss the game on Sunday. Now, Kelleher's injured, one of their goalkeepers. Origi, he's injured. He doesn't really get in Liverpool's team anyway. Origi is a backup. I think there's a good chance that Liverpool will offload Origi in the summer transfer window. Obviously, they've got Jordan Henderson injured. I heard that he could be back though for this game on Sunday. Jordan Henderson's one of their key players. He's Liverpool's current captain. Liverpool got Jordan Henderson from Sunderland. They've also got Phillips injured. He's a young player, is that Phillips. Joe Gomez is injured. He's one of Liverpool's centre-halves. Matip, he's injured as well. Matip is injury prone. Liverpool could offload Joe Matip in the summer transfer window. Virgil van Dijk, he's out with injury. He's been out of injury for a long time now. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. And Virgil van Dijk has been a big miss for Liverpool. Liverpool paid 75 million for Van Dijk. So they are the injuries that they have got. Obviously, Liverpool have got some good players. Obviously they got Mohamed Salah. Has enjoyed poor games as a Liverpool player, but despite that, he's still a very, very good player, is Salah. And I think he'll be in contention to play on Sunday. He will. And he could cause us problems, could Mohamed Salah. So it'll be interesting to see Maguire and Lindelof coming up against the likes of Salah and Mane and Firmino and all of that. I think Firmino for Liverpool is a good player, but he hasn't shown that this season because he's been very, very poor. And he's been criticised as Firmino. The chances have been there for him, but he hasn't converted them. Do you think Liverpool should sell him in the summer transfer window? Sadio Mane, I think he's a very, very good player for Liverpool. Liverpool, I think, got him from Southampton, was it? But he can also have his poor games as well. But when Mane's on it, he shows good attacking intent. He keeps the ball well. He creates chances and he can score good goals. Diego Jota, he's made a fantastic impact at Liverpool. He was actually out injured earlier on this season. They got Jota from Wolves last year. I think he'll be involved in this game. Liverpool have obviously got Shaqiri. I think there's a good chance that they'll offload Shaqiri in the summer transfer window. He makes an impact from the bench, does Shaqiri, but he's not a 90-minute player. Liverpool got Shaqiri from Stoke. Liverpool have obviously got Thiago. They got him from Bayern Munich last year. I don't think he's been that good for Liverpool as Thiago. I think a lot of Liverpool fans expected him to do a lot more than he has. He was good though at Bayern Munich, and don't forget Man United went in for Thiago. Liverpool have also got Wijnaldum. I think there's a good chance he's going to leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window. It said earlier on this season that Wijnaldum rejected a contract extension. Liverpool have got a lot of midfielders in the team. They've obviously got Oxlade and Chamberlain. I think he's done well at Liverpool, but he is injury prone. Liverpool have got Naby Keita I think there's a good chance they'll offload him in the summer transfer window because he doesn't get in Liverpool's team, does Keita. Liverpool have obviously got James Milner. I'm expecting him to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. You know, will he retire when he leaves Liverpool, or will he go to another club before he retires? I think Milner's done quite well for Liverpool, to be honest with you. Liverpool have obviously got Simkus. They brought him in last year. You know, he doesn't really get in Liverpool's team. I think he's a left back. He's actually a backup to Andrew Robertson. Liverpool earlier on this year brought Ben Davies in, and they also brought Kabak in as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a very, very good right back, but I think he's enjoyed quite a lot of poor games this season. Defensively, he's been abysmal. But he shows very, very good attacking intent. You know, Trent has been at Liverpool a long time. You know, he came up there, youth set up. Andrew Robertson, you know, he's been a good left back for Liverpool, but he's also enjoyed poor games as well. Liverpool have got a very, very good goalkeeper in Allinson, probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And Liverpool have got that Curtis Jones, that is a young player. So they've got some good players, like I say, of Liverpool. Obviously, they've let a few players go, haven't they, in recent years. Obviously, let Klein go, let Lovren go, let Adam Lallana go. They let Brewster go. They let Hoover go. They let Trivella go. They loaned Minamino out. So there you go. I've got to say Liverpool have done good business with Southampton in recent years. And after Liverpool, we do play Roma in the second leg of the Europa League. And then after that, it's Aston Villa in the league. So anyway, guys, I'll be doing another video later. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.